Hey guys, let's do a crayon pun and do y'all cray cray. First thing I'm going to do is mark off my section where I would like my words to be. This way I don't go painting into a word section and run out of room to write. I'm a little bit of a bigger writer, so I need a little bit bigger room. If you can write smaller than that, then rock on. Do it the way that you want it. So I'm just penciling out my cray cray crayons. These are just basic shapes, but what I'm trying to do, since they're cray-cray, is make them kind of lean out. And of course I'm doing this with pencil first. If I did it with a paint pen, I would royally mess it up and then have to paint the entire rock. Don't want to do that. And my goal always with tutorials is not to royally mess them up while I'm on video. So I got my pencil going. This is just a mechanical pencil that I took out of my son's school supplies that weren't used, and that's really great because then I don't have to buy any. So I have two pencil shapes. Are these perfect? Nah, that's okay. We're just doing a little bit of a pun. So I'm erasing the little eye area, and then I'm just going to etch in a couple of eyes. You'll see me fix a couple of mistakes, and that's exactly what pencils are for. Art is definitely not perfect, and there is no really such thing as mistakes. So if it's kind of skewed a little bit, it's totally okay. So I have their eyes. I'm going to make their mouths just to kind of give me an idea of where I would like to keep my paint pens out of. So one's going to give the other one the tongue, and the other one's just going to kind of act goofy. So I was under the impression that I was going to do the pink first because sometimes it's really light and sometimes it needs a few coats, but actually it covered really well and I didn't need another coat. This is a bare blemish Santorini, so I did not prep this in any way. I don't have any sealer on it. This is just a blank stone. So here's where I was kind of looking for some other colors in my paint pen mess behind this art towel, but then I said, hey, you know what, maybe somebody only has a few colors, let's just kind of wing it. So my goal is to do the lightest colors that I have on the crayon wrapper, basically, so everything underneath the head. So I'm going to make this one the same color as their tongues. I don't know, it might be crappy, it might work out well, let's just try it. My example that I found on Pinterest, I believe, was yellow and pink or yellow and green, but yellow is one I struggle with and I have to do a million coats, and I wasn't really in the mood for that today. So just like crayons, the actual crayon color is a little bit darker, so I'll go back here with a darker pink Posca on the top edge, and I'm not going to make you guys sit through the entire thing. So I'll just do one and then give you an example, and then you can fill both of them in. These Poscas that I'm using right here for the colors are all 3Ms. All right, so we're back and we have the green. So the light green and the apple green are kind of like, it's not really the sort of the same as the pink, but you know what, c'est la vie. So first of all, my hand's in the way, my apologies. I am holding a Posca 1MR. This is my absolute favorite paint pen, absolutely in the universe. Now, of course, if I need a smaller space, I really prefer the Thule Arts. But as far as writing goes, I can't find another pen that's better than this to write with. I truly wish that the white Posca was the same, but it is not. And I'm sorry, my hand's all in your face. But basically what I'm doing here is I am outlining the entire design here along with the eyes and the mouth. Of course, if you do not have a Posca 1MR, just rock what you got. And also, you don't have to do paint pens with this. If you want to use acrylics, that's fine. I was just trying to do a little quickie one for our Pun Monday. I just gave you guys a poll, and you said that you wanted punny rocks, so I was desperately in need of a break, and this was the perfect one to take. So I'm just going to continue outlining here, and just like the coloring in, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing. I'm just showing you what I'm doing over here, and then we will break and I'll show you my next step. So let's give him a couple of little goofy eyes and do a little center cut in his tongue. And we're kind of making them make silly faces because we're talking about cray cray. Might as well make them silly. Puns make me laugh. I really hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. There we go. They're kind of backed up looking at each other. Alrighty, now we're back. We've got both of them traced, and of course my line, my pencil line underneath is only my guide, and you'll see me get rid of that in a little while. I'm taking my Posca 1MR and I'm doing just a couple little freckles to give them some character. There we go. Cray cray. Okay, so all crayons have that little curly Q or zigzag line at the bottom, and that's just what I'm doing here. I'd like this to be a little bit thicker, so you'll see me do this a few times. Also, helpful hint, if you are lettering, doing a design, and you're kind of like a shaky person like I am, I get a little bit jittery, probably because I'm concentrating so hard and I don't want to mess it up, but some of it's involuntary. If you place your pinky or the pinky side of your hand on your rock to anchor it, you can usually get a smoother line. The only trick here is to not put it in wet paint, which I'm famous for. So if you're trying to improve your writing, definitely see if you can work with that. That will give you a little bit of a smoother advantage. So I'm just going to get rid of this little guide that I had, and that pencil line was just for the purpose of me not writing into, or not coloring into my space that I'd like to write in. Let's get rid of that eraser mark. Okie dokie. So normally I would just kind of wing it, but I'm trying to show you the right way, and in my opinion, if you're just getting started, it's always best to pencil first. I showed you a post in units where it was about space and planning ahead. So if I was kind of unsure about this is where I decided to quit and use a pencil. If you're unsure about this, you can always trace your rock on a piece of notebook paper with a pencil and then kind of work on your design before it hits your rock. But you can always erase your Santorini stone. Also, this works on darker colored stones like shadow stones or landscaping rocks if you base coat it with white chalk paint, not regular paint. Regular white acrylic paint will take you 4 to 5, maybe 6 coats. All right, so you see where this was already a good idea. I did not have my lettering spaced perfectly, so therefore I had to erase it because I ran out of room. This is just a really simple step, but it saves a lot of grief. So if you want to start with your pencil, start with that first, and then you'll know if you like it. Then you won't have to cover up mistakes or fix stuff. There we go, y'all. I need to find a little bit of a better angle here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And try to pick up the rock for the next words, which worked out better. So I'm just writing caps here. I'm going to do some lettering, my style of lettering on the bottom. But I find that if I do a couple of all caps plus my lettering, I kind of like the way that looks. So as with lettering, everything, all your strokes that are going downwards are going to be the thick ones. All of your strokes that are going upwards or sideways are going to be the thinner ones. So I try to get my line straight on the first shot. Then I don't have to go back and double it up, which is going to make it thicker, which I don't care for. Okay, so all we have left is cray cray. So let's do the same thing with our pencil. Making an effort here to show you a little bit better. I want to make sure that I start my C lower because I want my R to go over top of that C. So I have that in mind while I'm going. And you can see here, no, I don't like that. I want to drag that A down a little bit further. My favorite thing about this lettering is the way that you connect the letters. That to me makes it crisp, clear, and look nice. So same thing here. I wanted to start lower with that C so I could go over top of it with the R. And this is a blemish Santorini stone, so I'm working with a couple of little holes, which I really don't care. I'll paint anything. It doesn't matter if it's toe up, I'll paint it. So you'll see me work here a little bit around some other things. Okay, so I like my placement. Let's go back with our Posca MR or whatever pen that you choose. I'm going to go ahead and write out the word just like I did with the pencil, except for you can't see me right now. I like to write it out and then go back and thicken up my parts. This is what I've taught you in guides in the lettering folder. But I don't want to go too far and have to put my hand in wet paint and ruin everything that I'm doing. So I'm going to do a few letters, one that won't overextend my hand. And right now you can see I'm going to go back and thicken up the down strokes, only the down strokes, not the upstrokes. So that's what I'm doing here. I got my A. Once I have my A done, I'm going to go in and do first shot on my Y. There we go. So let's go back here since this is the end of our word. Thicken our downstrokes only. Done. All right, let's do first shot on the second cray. My goal there was to not have that R touch that C. So again, the only thing that's going to be thicker is the part where my pen is going down. If it's an upward motion, I'm not going to thicken that part. Boom. Almost done. The same word 2 times, just doing the same thing here. The only difference is my Y is a little bit, has a little bit extra drama at the end because I had a little bit extra room on the side. There you go. So same thing, I'm just going back and thickening up the darker place, the down strokes. And here I think I'm done, but I'm going to go back and hit that extra Y, the last Y on the end. And otherwise, we have a super cute rock, a super cute pun. Thank you guys for taking my poll today. I'm going to do this as often as possible. I'm going to shoot for every Monday. In the event that I don't make it, perhaps I can do one for you later that week, or the rest of the admin team would probably do some super cute puns too. Thank you so much for watching.